All right, so this is a racing motorized bicycle. It's a kit. I turned it on this bicycle. This bicycle's got a little bit of issues there. I don't like these things coming off, so I just weld them on there. Screw it, It's my bike. I also, if you can see, that is a 26-inch rim with a BMX sprocket on it. I don't like gears. I don't like the extra cable. I don't like the look of all that crap. There it goes, really focusing on my welds. Don't look at that. But then there's also a small sprocket. There's all the bolts. I suggest you really upgrade all of that hardware on your rear tire. Go, what I have here is Tacoma screw, and I go in there with these and I tell them I need at least a grade 7, because the ones that come in the kit are a grade 4 or a grade 3 or less. So same thing on the seat. I hate those clamps because the shit always comes loose and it just looks ugly, but whatever, so I do away with it, and it also shortens the bike by like 2 inches because I cut that, because normally where that seat is, I cut this, and the normal pipe usually comes up in here, but I cut it and I pound my own in, and the one that pounded it in comes way in here, right? So then you just put on whatever comfortable seat you like. I really like this seat. It's really nice. It's really comfortable. I also got this rack on here. I really like that rack. I put this reflector on it just because it made it look cool, I guess, but more for safety. I got white walls on it. So. And I also took off the original crank and I put this crank on it. I believe this is like a 36 tooth crank, 3-piece. And it also is rocking red line metal cast aluminum pedals. Really nice. Also a thing about these kits, this fuel system, they like to leak, they like to warp, they like to sweat. You can see this one sweating even though my fuel is off. Those carburetors are notorious for the floats always leaking. Every kit I've ever had, I've had to tear the float apart and fix the float on it. This one I did a pretty decent job on the wiring. Got it all wrapped on there. You still have to hit it with zip ties and all that. Got scratched on my tank, unfortunately, because there's no kickstand. Because the exhaust I put on this, I'm waiting to upgrade this to disc brakes. I'm thinking about getting another set of triple tree forks like those for this. Really give it a decent look, a different look, but it's more work and it's more money. I just don't want to mess with it because this is nice right now. But this exhaust, though, it's not your typical stock exhaust. Here. Excuse me, I got a bad back. This is the original exhaust. It cuts, and you see mine. Okay? So, this exhaust, though, that piece is part of another bicycle in here. And then this one, if you can see, I can barely not even wrap my hand around, touching to my middle finger to my thumb on the center of this exhaust. And again, another little weld job. I went ahead and said screw the plumber's tape, because it's more bolts, more hardware, more stuff you gotta tighten. This will never come loose. This will stay there forever unless you crash, like I did the other day. So again, small sprocket and the chain tensioner. The chain tensioners on these kits suck. Everyone's different. This one right here is probably the best style at the slant because you can actually get it at a good angle. Again, I went ahead and just welded all this in here after I bolted it down so it will not go anywhere. Same with that, I welded that bolt on there so it will not go anywhere. The chain is nice and tight. Fucking hand got dirty now. You know, and painted it orange. And, you know, this bike screams. It's loud. It's one of my best bikes I've had. I just don't like riding it because it's a little fast for me. Alright.